see the Bobcats getting ready to go. It's the Bobcats in Charlotte as we bring you an Eastern Conference contest live from the Time Warner Cable Arena. A quick check now at the starting five for both teams. Dwayne Wade, of course, with so much talent. What an arsenal he brings to the game.
And one thing he does as well as anybody, Kevin, is track the ball with his hands. Quick, strong, active. So when you go up for a shot, he's always going to be looking to strip it on the way up.
And that's not all there is to say about him, Steve. I mean, he also is a master of the pick and roll. Get the ball in his hands and set a screen for him, and there will be an easy bucket after it.
The Heat will play just this one game on the road before returning back home to Miami. And, of course, they're still without Kemba Walker.
Yeah, and they're very happy to know that he'll be back on the court soon. But I'll be interested to see how it affects their chemistry when he does come back. That's always a challenge. They've got a good thing going right now, and they've actually been playing excellent basketball without him.
Yeah, so the question is, how do you change your rotation? Do you put him back in the starting lineup? Do you put him on the bench? Do you leave him out of the rotation altogether? Those are questions that the coaching staff is going to have to answer.
And it's James missing. After the last game for the Charlotte Bobcats, it was a loss to the Cavaliers in Cleveland.
And what stands out from that game, Clark, is that they let a lot of points slip through their fingers at the free throw line.
Yep, and I think some doubt started to creep in as well when they kept missing their foul shot. Guys seem to tighten up and start alligator arming those things.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Well, Steve Clifford had a few moments to share with me. There are a lot of big names to deal with in this one, but perhaps none bigger than LeBron James. He told me planning for LeBron is a headache because he can do so much on the floor, saying there isn't a hole in his game. The only real way to slow him down is to get him working against himself. Physically, there is no answer for LeBron.
Thank you, Doris. And so it's the Heat getting on the board first. Now Ridnow. Shot clock at 6. Here's Jefferson. The shot will not go. Some solid defense from Oden.
Hey, last season Chalmers missed a game-winning shot. That happens to a lot of guys in this league, but what he did the next game is of note. He made 10 threes, and arguably his best game ever, as he set a Miami Heat team record for makes beyond the arc.
Miami on defense. They want to keep it rolling here following the win against Dallas.
I thought the way they attacked the rim and got into the paint was phenomenal. It seemed like after a while, the defense just kind of waved the white flag.
That's exactly what will happen when a team continues to attack the goal and come away with layups. It demoralizes the defense.
And Mario Chalmers grew up in Alaska. Not too many NBA players hailing from up there, taken with the 34th pick back in 08.
He's played his entire career with the Heat, and really it was a perfect situation for him when LeBron arrived because he's a kind of a combo guard. He plays the point, but he's an excellent spot-up shooter, so he can play off of LeBron and Wade quite well.
Here's Jefferson following the basket by LeBron James, and that one's good. We've got 1:55 left here in the first quarter. Pass to Chalmers, the feed to Wade. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot two.
One thing with Wade that doesn't seem to be going away is his quickness off the dribble. He still has that devastating crossover. He may not be able to do it every night, but there are nights when he just looks like he's right in his prime.
And the Heat going with the whole new group on the floor. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. And Wade has a number of elusive moves, Clark, getting into the lane. He can hit the spin, the Euro step, which I love, by the way.
Yeah.
And the windmill crossover.
He's got it all. I mean, he's figured out how to get to that bucket, and I think the crossover is probably his custom move. Just as he changes direction, he swings the ball quickly over his head to the other side, avoiding the rip, and he makes it look so natural you might think nothing of it, but youngsters around the league go to school on that one. That's a heck of a move.
Udonis Haslem, he's checked in for Miami. Douglas kicks to Battier. Feeds it to Haslem. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Haslem's got his first points in this one.
Love the interior passing. He knew exactly where to go with that ball.
And And Douglas Roberts kicks to Zeller. Here's Neal, defended by Douglas. There's the double team with Allen. Neal's shot is off.
Had a pretty good look at the basket, but defensively they did a nice job rotating, forcing the miss.
Allen off a pick from Haslam. Allen dishes to Haslam. Shot is no good. And the Bobcats going the other way now. This game against Miami here, their first look at the Heat.
And the season series between these teams, 4 games in all, starting today. It's going to go a long way toward determining how this division shakes out by the end of the year.
Here's Neal. Here's Douglas Roberts. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. He made the only free throw attempt he had earlier in the game. The Heat making a switch here.
Douglas Roberts.
Good on the second free throw. Douglas with it. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. And that one's good.
I'll tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop.
Here's Neal. No luck. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Heat lead by 4. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second.
NBA season is in full swing. Paul George and Indy.
And we welcome you back. Glad to have you with us as more basketball is on the way. During the break, the players getting refueled with Gatorade. And they're looking amped up and ready to get going once again. And when you consider how the Heat are doing, Stephen Clark, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, the defense has been terrific. They came out right from the beginning, alert and focused, and they've been really good at that end of the floor.
And I think Coach has to be pleased with the effort, Steve.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. And Charlotte looking at who they've got. Henderson and MKG will fill out the wings. Haywood is out there with White. And it's Ridnour in at the 1 spot.
You know, coming into last season, the backcourt for Charlotte was full of question marks, but after the way Kemba Walker blossomed and some of the other guys were able to fill in and step up, their backcourt looks a lot better now.
Here's Henderson, and there's the feed to Haywood. And it's blocked by Bosch. And it's out of bounds to the Bobcats as Charlotte retains possession.
And a look back to last season, the year LeBron had, 4th in scoring, 5th in field goal percentage, and his passing skills were on full display last season. He was in the top 15 in the league in assists.
And Steve, he was definitely one of the most reliable, efficient scorers in the NBA. I mean, his top 5 ranking put him right there in the ranks of the elite scorers.
Charlotte making a switch here. Nick Roberts is checked in, and it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way. With the break in the action, here is the 2K leaderboard to show us the league's best shooting teams last season. Number 1, the Heat.
Kevin, no team shot a higher percentage than these guys last year. I mean, that's something they definitely want to build on this season. It'll be hard to improve, but they believe in themselves. They got a lot of confidence after last season as far as shooting the ball goes.
And that one is good by Beasley. And even though the Bobcats would finish near the bottom of the barrel again, they did show that they have some pieces to build around. Steve, not only Walker, but also Michael Kidd-Gilchrist as well.
Yeah, and I like Jeffrey Taylor, the young forward from Vanderbilt. They drafted Cody Zeller from Indiana, who looked really good in the summer league and is proving to be a pretty solid player in the NBA. So this is a team that is starting to add some talent to this roster.
Here's Haywood, and he makes good on the layup.
Strong rebounding, and he's rewarded with the easy putback.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game. And Miami making a change here. Anderson's checked in. We're closing in on 2 minutes played here in the second quarter. Kidd-Gilchrist against LeBron. Wade left side. The 15-footer. It's rebounded by Kidd-Gilchrist. Bobcats trailed by 3. Ridnour passes to Jefferson. He kicks to Ridnour. 6 on the shot clock. He is looking for Kidd-Gilchrist and finds him. And it's Miami with the rebound. Here's LeBron. He feeds it to Wade, and it's blocked by Kid Gilchrist. The Heat shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game. He misses the free throw.
You know, if you just look at the numbers without knowing who Dwayne Wade was, you'd think he was probably 6'7" or 6'8", but the way he blocks shots and rebounds, even at 6'4", he just plays much bigger than he really is.
And the Heat making a change here. Oden's checked in. Ridnour kicks to Zeller. Pass to Ridnour. Charlotte needs to get a shot. Here's Jefferson. Good. And the assist goes to Ridnour. And you go back, Clark, to that big man game for Wade, averaging about a block shot a game for his career.
Well, you think about it. He's 6'5", but he actually has a 6'11" wingspan. And you're not going to find a stronger guy at the shooting guard position. He's over 220 pounds, and there's nothing extra there. So he brings a lot to the table.
Ridnour kicks to Jefferson. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Off target at the rim. Three-pointer. They get it back. James outside. Cole dishes to Anderson. They shoot again, and it's good on the layup. Anderson's got the lead up to 5 now for the Heat.
That's where you like to get shots, inside and close to the hoop.
So Charlotte calls timeout. They're first.
Yeah, he has to be frustrated by how his offense is flowing. And I can't blame him. You know, they're getting good looks out there, but the shots just aren't falling.
And that can get into a team's head if it goes unchecked, continuing to miss good shots. So this timeout might be a way to combat that.
And Miami making a change here. Udonis Haslem, he's checked in for Oden. Mattier comes in for Anderson. Ray Allen, he's checked in for LeBron. And Tony Douglas is subbed in for Dwayne Wade. And Neal kicks to Douglas Roberts. Out to Taylor. The pass to Zeller. Back to Taylor. And here's Neal outside. Charlotte gets it back. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. Here is the 2K leaderboard with the list of last season's top three-point shooters. 5th is Shane Battier.
Anytime you can shoot that high a percentage from behind the arc, that's not only a good year, that's an outstanding year. His season was rock solid from behind the arc.
He's perfect from the line this time.
A lot of people picked the Heat to run away with the East last year, and they were right on target. They were just so far and away better than any other team in the East that you just didn't see them losing much during the course of the season.
Haslem can't get it to go.
And the defense did a pretty good job of closing off the middle once he got inside the lane.
Here's Biyombo. He dishes it to Taylor. Charlotte moving the ball around. Good.
Yeah, he shows us he knows how to finish with a flourish.
Miami's gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Kicks to Allen. The 19-foot shot, and that one's good. Allen's got his first 2 points of the night. Here's Neal. Now here is Douglas Roberts. Passes it to Zeller. It's Douglas Roberts on the wing. With 1 on the clock. Good. Douglas Roberts has got 6.
Well, he knew that with his height advantage over his man, it was really a good decision just to rise up and take the jump shot.
And we're through 2 here and a good one. Heat out front.
Kevin, I'm here with Coach Eric Spoelstra.
Now, presented by Sprint.
The weekend is in full swing on a Saturday night. Glad to have you along with us. Over at
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Welcome back to Charlotte, North Carolina. How about this stunning view of the sundown over the city high-rises? Charlotte trailing. On the court for the Heat, Wade and James, the wings, with Bosch at the 4. Oden out there with Chalmers. Henderson off the pick from Jefferson. Henderson kicks to Kid Gilchrist. Dishes it to Ridnour. Shot clock at 5. And there's the feed to Henderson. For the lead, James with the block. And here is Chalmers. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Bosch with it. Jefferson picks him up. No one near him. And it's Chalmers that time on the assist by Bosch. Chalmers has got the first field goal of the second half for Miami.
You know, Miami went to that smaller lineup last season, and a big change in that was having Chris Bosch move over to the 5 spot. Not his natural position, but I thought he held his own both offensively and defensively playing in the middle.
Charlotte again missing. Miami leading by 3, and Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Well, gentlemen, despite what you might have heard from the talking heads, it was another great season for D. Wade. Last season, leading all shooting guards in player efficiency rating. A natural slasher, he's adjusted brilliantly to playing without the ball in his hands. Coach Eric Spoelstra said, quote, "The evolution of his game has been stark in terms of added weapons and dimensions over the years. His development in that post-up game has allowed that to happen. His movement and cutting off the ball tripled what it used to be. That took an understanding and an IQ of how to get involved when the ball wasn't in his hands. Guys, the great ones always find a way."
They definitely do. Thanks, Doris. And for Bosch, playing the center, Steve, he's giving up some weight out there.
But he's a very smart defender. He avoids fouls, and you know the way the league is these days, Kevin, most teams play smaller, and Bosch can normally find a center that he can guard without too much trouble. But there are a few matchups around the league that are a problem.
Well, they got the speed and the pressure of that Miami defense. You think they're able to compensate for any lack of size inside by using those other things.
Yeah, that's normally the case against, I would say, the vast majority of the league.
Ridnour against Wade. Ridnour kicks to Kid Gilchrist. Nick Roberts, the pass to Ridnour. To tie. Cannot hit. And it's Miami the other way.
1 for 5 on offense. A slow start here in the second half.
And LeBron throws it down.
Phenomenal alley-oop slam right there, guys.
They're taking advantage, Clark, of a team that looks lost out there.
Yeah, this is threatening to get kind of ugly out here.
Anderson, he's checked in for Miami. Bobcats trail by 5. Ridnour kicks to Anderson. The dish to Jefferson. The rim-rattling two-handed jam. There it is, guys. That Olay defense. Just watching him go, Clark, right by.
I think we might be seeing which team is ready to take control of this game.
Yeah, that's a dunk that could absolutely get them going. I agree, Clark.
And Chalmers kicks to Bosch. Bosch sets the pick for Wade. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Kid Gilchrist has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
You know, Heat head coach Eric Spoelstra worked his way up from the very bottom in that organization. I mean, he got his start as a video coordinator, and through years of hard work and dedication has really become an outstanding coach.
Wade outside. Wade gets a screen from Battier. Pass to Anderson. LeBron outside. Anderson a screen on Kid Gilchrist. James kicks to Wade. And it comes off the front of the rim. And back to Coach Eric Spoelstra as a guy who got his start as a video coordinator, picking the game apart. Steve, he's very comfortable with the new advanced stat movement, analytics in the NBA.
Yeah, and I've had a chance to speak with him quite a bit. He says that the way they use advanced stats is just as a conversation piece in the coaching room. Their analytics department will bring them various information, and it will force them to ask questions, which is very healthy for a coaching staff to do.
That's good.
Well, he wasn't fazed at all by the bigger man on him, and on the low block, I thought he might be.
You know, Steve, I thought maybe he'd prefer to bring him out to the perimeter, but whatever works, go to it.
Ridnour dishes to Haywood. Ridnour against Chalmers. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
He doesn't have the elite speed or shooting ability to be an impact starter. But Luke Rittenauer, with his experience in the league, the way he can run an offense, his ball handling skills, and his three-point shot-making ability, is ideally suited to be a backup point guard and a very effective one for any team in the league.
And Miami making a change here. Udonis Haslem. He's checked in for Anderson. Beasley comes in for James. Allen's checked in for Dwayne Wade. And Tony Douglas is subbed in for Mario Chalmers. Douglas Roberts passes to Ridnour. Charlotte moving the ball around. Down low, here's Zeller. That misses, had a chance to tie it there.
Terrific defense at the rim. They got right in his path.
You know, that's part of what great defenders do. They get not only in your path, but in your head a little bit, too. That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Heat lead by 2. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The fourth quarter.
Coming up next Thursday night, November 21st, Chris Paul.
And Steve, we've got a moment here to go to our State Farm assist of the game, coming on some very clever point guard play.
Well, he mans that position for a reason, Kevin, because he passes the ball so well, sets up his teammates beautifully, really gets this offense into a nice rhythm.
Delivering the pass important, but putting the pass in the right place for shooters, as you well know, huge.
Yep, no question.
Ridnour out there with Gary Neal. Then it's CDR. Then there's Josh McRoberts. And it's Jefferson in at the 5. So that's the group out there for Charlotte.
You know, that's one way he can finish, but not the only way. He's got a lot of tricks up his sleeve.
Greg Oden, he's checked in for Shane Battier. Hey, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Heat?
Boy, guys, I really like how they've driven the ball to the basket in this game. I mean, they've been very aggressive with it.
And that's helped with their passing game, too, because they're getting a lot of assists by sharing the ball and moving it.
Here's Jefferson. That one rolling around and rims out. The Heat leading by 5. Allen with it. Now guarded by Douglas Roberts. Bosch kicks to Beasley. Lets it go from deep. The rebound by Neal. The Bobcats shooting at 36% on the night. They've got to step it up offensively. Ridnour dishes to Douglas Roberts. Nick Roberts, the pass to Ridnour. Jefferson kicks to Neal. Offensive rebound. Feeds it to Douglas Roberts. Pass to Ridnour. Dishes to Jefferson. Another shot, and it's good off the back rim and in. Now a timeout called by Miami.
Well, he wants to get everybody on the same wavelength, that's for sure. And he may change up some things here as well.
Looks to me like he saw something that wasn't on the plan and picked now as the time to address it. I don't have a problem with that.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Eric Spoelstra was saying to his team. He told them the game is right there for the taking, fellas, but we've got to be first. First to loose balls, first to the rim. We have to give our all right here. Kevin, now's the time.
And there's the pass to McRoberts. He kicks it to Ridnour. That's good, and the Heat lead is cut back down to 3 after the basket from Jefferson.
Well, he's been a real positive factor for them today, although, you know, as a team, they've had a lot of negatives mixed in there as well.
James dishes to Wade. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. Wade's got the lead up to 5 now for Miami. Bobcats have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Ridnour kicks to Jefferson. Puts it up from 12. And Oden pulls it down. Oden's got his 4th rebound in this one. And it's Wade penetrating. It's stolen by Jefferson. And there's the foul to try to stop the break, and that'll be a clear path to the basket. 2 free throws coming up, and they'll retain possession.
And, you know, the way you see Al Jefferson go to work in the post, you can see that he plays bigger than his actual size. And I think that's because he has really long arms, and he's got a lot of girth about him, so he can create space with his legs and then shoot over the top of the defense with those long arms.
And I think Big Al plays bigger than he is because he's not afraid to go into contact to create a shot. I mean, he knows that even if he is fouled, he can go up and make the shot anyway. I mean, he can play through contact, and that gives you confidence down in the low post. Al Jefferson doing all sorts of things. He has 14 points and a steal.
You just can't find fault with anything he's done here. The effort, the energy, his production, his defense, it's all there.
All hustle, non-stop effort from him all over that 94 by 50-foot box.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Hey guys, I got a chance to hear what Steve Clifford was saying to his team. He said to his guys, let's get serious about driving the lane and putting pressure on their interior defenders. That's where he sees the soft spot in this defense. Guys, they're operating under the principle that it's never too late to fine-tune the game plan. Kevin, over to you.
Thanks again, Doris.
That's big. I mean, if it wasn't for the miss, they'd be sitting in a much better position. He did not come away totally empty, though.
Outside Jefferson, and there's the foul, and it's on Josh McRoberts. That is his first foul of the game. Third minute of action now gone here in the fourth. LeBron outside. Wade on the wing. Lets it fly from 18. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Kid Gilchrist has got 5 rebounds tonight.
They've been able to get out to this lead without really getting a very reliable performance out of him from the field.
Offensive rebound, Jefferson. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
Pretty bad defense letting the offense get right to the rim, but a smart play to foul once he was there.
But you know it's going to happen, and they sent a message right there. Nothing easy inside.
A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Chalmers with it. Now defended by Henderson. From the arc. But they get it back. Oden kicks to Wade. Outside Bosch. From deep. And James gets it to go on the assist by Bosch. And 11 points for LeBron.
He's so clutch, Kevin. When the pressure is at its highest, that's when he's at his very best.
Charlotte calls timeout. They're behind by 4. 1:09 left here in the fourth quarter. And Miami making a change here. Anderson's checked in. Henderson kicks to Ridnour. He feeds it to McRoberts. Stolen by Bosch. And here's the fast break. Chalmers leading the way. Count the bucket. And the Heat lead by 6.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
Ridnour kicks to Anderson. .40 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Yes! And now they trail by just 4.
Great move to the hoop, and I love the finger roll finish.
And they go to the intentional foul. Heat have gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. And now we've got the intentional foul.
Well, Dwayne Wade in this one, he's got 11 points, and the contribution from the line for him, he's made 5 free throws.
He hasn't been afraid to draw a little contact if the opportunity's been there. And I'll tell you, some guys shy away from that, not him.
And the second free throw, no good. A tough break there.
Not much time to work with. They need a basket here.
Yep, they've got to get a steal or foul to stop the clock.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Jefferson, a screen on Bosch. And Kid Gilchrist kicks to Anderson. Clock at 4. No good on the triple. Pass to James. And so they choose to intentionally foul. First free throw is good, and that increases their lead to 6. And so both free throws are good. And it's a 7-point game. Charlotte calls timeout. They're trailing by 7. Just 4 seconds left in the game. Guys, what's your take?
Well, they can call timeouts all they want, but it's not going to do a whole lot of good at this point.
Yeah, this one's about done. The writing's on the wall. There's nothing they can do to change this one.
Here's Douglas Roberts offline. And so it's Miami winning this one. Both teams played well, but these guys had the edge.
Yeah, I think so. They were just steak knife sharp. Very on top of their game here.
Well said. And now let's go over to Doris Burke on the sideline for an interview with the Jordan Player of the Game. Doris, take it away.
Hi, Kevin. Well, LeBron, after a first half that looked like it could go either way, what was the difference maker down the stretch in this game?
Well, defensively, we stepped up. That's what it's all about with our team. We know if we get stops, we get a better opportunity to get a win and execute offensively.
LeBron, thank you. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, Doris. And folks, that about concludes our broadcast tonight. For Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching as we leave you with our Jordan Player of the Game, LeBron James.